It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and I think he's still trying to figure out that spelling bee word that happened last week. Dale Hellestrae, everybody.
I was the third grade spelling bee champion at Navajo Elementary in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Do you remember the word they gave you?
No.
It was probably cat.
Wow.
I just looked it up. Yep, it was cat.
It was cat, and I got two chances.
Yeah, and you missed it the first time.
K-A-T or C-A-T?
That's my sister's name. How was the weekend, Dale?
It was pretty good. Nothing too exciting. A little golf. Gorgeous weekend weather-wise.
Yeah,
probably our last one until
October. I was looking at the forecast last night, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So low 100's not bad. Low 100s.
No, because normally by now we're 105, 106.
Yep.
I'll take it. I did get my first electric bill, though.
Well, remember, no gas bill.
I know. That's the difference. But I also bought the car for the first. It's funny, too, because you could tell the month I bought this electric car last year.
Oh, really?
It goes, whoop. The off-peak energy goes through the roof on the graphs. Yeah, I got my first $300 electric bill yesterday. Over the last week, I guess it was. Yeah.
Well, the car charger's working.
Well, it's working now. Yeah, no yellow on the. I got a yellow. I haven't done a public station yet because we keep forgetting to stop on the way home. We keep forgetting to stop. Last week was a weird week, Dale. Weird week last week. I don't know what was happening, but I survived it.
Okay.
I'm still here. But yeah, so good golfing weekend. Grandbaby hang around, or what? Or is the grandbaby's tired of you already?
It was Scott's birthday yesterday, so we hadn't seen Graham, Beckett, or Avery all weekend long, or all week long.
That's because his parents are in town, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they've been occupying their time.
Yes.
Okay.
And seeing us out there from the Bay Area, that hey, this was their week. Let them have fun.
It's not like you can't just drive down the road and see them. Well, drive the 20 minutes to see them. Get through the gated community.
They do have a gate.
Say hello to the security guys.
It's a gate, not a guard gate.
Yeah. Oh, so
those are expensive. The guards,
just a gate?
The guards at the gate are really expensive.
Those cost money.
Well, they do. That HOA goes. But I know Scott had his birthday. I don't even know how old he is, but I had a nice little calm get together. When I don't see Graham for like a week, seems like he's grown 6 inches.
Right? Isn't that amazing?
Just a string bean that looks complete opposite of his dad and his grandpa. He looks good in a swimsuit.
It is amazing. None of the genes of either one of you
have affected him yet, and let's cross our fingers.
That's the thing. He's going to, once he starts learning weight training and all of that, he's going to just become this beast of a man.
You cross your fingers and you hope so.
How tall do you think he's going to be? Because he's.
Well, Dad's 6'3", Mom is 5'8".
She's taller. Yeah. Is she only 5'8"? I thought she was
5'8", close to 5'9".
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think Kendall's still growing, but
Kendall. I just have to look down at her. I have to look up at her. I mean, like, sheesh.
Especially if she puts shoes with a little bit of heel on them. But no, I had a great time over there yesterday. Other than cheering on my St. Mary's Gales, my new favorite baseball team, and
oh my God, what a weekend on that side!
Why goodness? I think we had a professional team. I'm not even sure if they played this weekend.
Already. Dale. By the way, Dale was in the hospital for a couple hours on Saturday. Broke his ankles jumping off that Diamondbacks bandwagon.
The thing was moving too fast.
All the people. You figured you wouldn't have broken your ankles with jumping on top of everybody else jumping off of it too.
Yeah, it got turned sideways because there were 3 people on the ground already.
The amount of people upset about your Diamondback. Hey man, you hit a good people. The bats are the problem. I heard something today, and we'll talk more about this obviously when the show goes on. But I actually heard somebody say It's the Diamondbacks bats are an issue because they have to rely on such young kids in this lineup.
Huh.
How the hell can you say that? And this was a professional broadcaster. How the hell can you say this when Marte goes 0 for 10 this weekend and Corbin Carroll doesn't hit anything this weekend and Perdomo does nothing this weekend, and you're blaming it on the fact that you got 3 young kids in your lineup? Are you kidding me right now? I almost drove off the freeway when they said that today.
Hold on. You mean Ketel Marte? He's not a young guy?
It was no. They were talking specifically about Walt Schmidt, Tommy Troy, and I forget the other guy right now, top man. But he was blaming those 3 young guys,
Right.
and he said flat out, "You can't rely on those young guys so much as they are. It's the perils having bad hitting is the perils of relying on a third of your lineup being young guys with no experience." What?
Huh.
Excuse me? That would be the conversation if everybody else was hitting and they're the guys not producing when guys are on base. Joe, I don't get it. I don't get why there's always a reluctance to put the blame where it needs to be. It amazes me. We put the blame where the blame needs to be right here on this program. Marte.
And Marte had made such great strides because he was batting like 200 and got it up to about 275.
Against bad competition.
Yeah.
Was jovial and excited. Did you see his body language this weekend? Again, not going well. Perdomo's throwing his helmet, breaking it yesterday. Just what the heck? I just want to see the young guys, man. Just get the young guys up here. Let's get through the season with the young guys. Enjoy watching them play, and let's move on with our lives. Sick of it. Now we're blaming the young guys. We're not putting any blame on the veterans who sucked yesterday or this last 3 games. We're not even looking at them. The perils of the young guys in the bottom of the lineup is the problem.
Yeah, Nolan Arenado, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. But is this his second year in the league? Or did he just get called up?
I couldn't believe it when I heard it this morning. And it's a fill-in guy on the local station. It's a fill-in guy. Bickley's doing on his European vacation that he does every summer. So it's a fill-in guy, but I just couldn't believe it when I heard it. I was like, what? That's what we're blaming? All right. I got here and I was like, I'm going to crumble up the show and throw it away and blame the young guys. But other than that, Dale, the college baseball is just amazing, man. The team's getting excellent games, umpires being giant crybabies. Ooh. Not just throwing Hairston out in ASU because everybody's going to be like, well, he tossed his bat. My opinion on that is you throw him out right away. You don't meet with your other compadres, your other umpires, and have a conversation if he should be thrown out or not. But they threw out the star Georgia player this weekend. He jacked a home run, and the other team was talking smack to him on the bench, so he looked over at him and said some things, and they threw him out while he was rounding the bases. If you don't want star players in this tournament, if you don't want anybody to watch, then umpires keep throwing out the star players. You stupid clowns! I hate them. They're worse than Major League Baseball umpires. It's just terrible. Just terrible.
Well, what was fascinating to me is, like yesterday, we're all over at Scott and Hillary's house.
Scott's a big baseball guy, right? Did he have it on?
Big baseball guy, and obviously watched a lot of that St. Mary's UCLA.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
what an ending.
Every stinking station you had, whether it was college men's baseball or women's softball, there were a lot of good women's softball games. And I mean, it's just like wall to wall, nonstop, close games and excitement.
Even ASU games were all fun to watch, even though they ultimately lost. Those are fun games to watch, man.
Yeah.
This is an exciting time. Cal Poly survived their bracket, Dale. And they had UCLA, Virginia Tech, and they had to beat St. Mary to advance. Cal Poly, folks. It's an amazing weekend. We'll get into the baseball tournament as well and stuff like that. So good times. So good. Glad you had a good weekend.
How about you, Steve? I mean, you were looking forward to driving all the way out to the west side.
Remember how I was feeling on Friday, like Thursday and Friday last week? It started Wednesday. I found out what it was. Okay, this is how weird I am, folks. I don't get it. So remember a couple years ago, I went and had lunch with Uncle Lou, and afterwards I'm driving home and I'm like getting worse, like intense
Was
pain
I
in
at
my
that lunch
stomach.
too, or no?
You were not at that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Why didn't you come to that one?
Because I knew you'd get sick. Had a premonition.
Ended up having like a kidney stone, so they treated it and you'll just pass. It was a tiny one, whatever. Well, I started having those same pains Wednesday night, so I just took that, ibuprofen 800 or 600, whatever it is, milligram. Took that, and I was like, oh, that's why I'm not feeling well, whatever. And I just felt weird. I just felt off. I was brain fogged, whatever. We left here on Friday, and I was starving. So me and Ethan went to Chick-fil-A. And Ethan drove because I wasn't feeling right at all. So Ethan drove. We go to
You let him
Chick-fil-A.
drive the
Oh
new
yeah,
car?
I let him drive occasionally.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta show trust. I showed him so much trust. I slept the whole way home.
Okay.
All I remember saying, this is how much Ethan cares about his dad and his job prospect. We get home, and all I remember telling Ethan is, in a just sleeping stupor, leave the car on. I'm just gonna keep rest here for a few more minutes.
Oh, you stayed in the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wake up like an hour later because the car turns off and it starts getting hot. And I look over, his car's gone, and I'm like, "You just left me in the car."
He left you in the car?
I was out of it, man. I was out of it. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? That's how much he cares about his dad. Obviously, something's up because dad's sleeping weird. Dad's not feeling well. He just left me there, drove off. I'm just in the car. Wake up an hour later.
Let me get him inside at least. Put him on the couch.
I'm so out of it. So then I go inside and I return a phone call. Somebody looking for me, so I return that phone call, and I'm like, oh, nothing. I go inside. I fall right back asleep again. And I wake up at whatever time it was, I don't remember. And then Autumn comes over, and we're going to go to dinner. We're deciding where to go to dinner, and we get in the car, and she's driving. Because, again, I'm not feeling right, so I'm like, she drives. She's driving my car, Dale. I let people drive my car. It's okay.
You're trusting or
we
tired?
we get like half a mile from the house, and all of a sudden, sharp pain in my stomach, right, and on my back again. So I turn on. I turn on the heaters, my heat seats, because heat helps. I turn on my seat heaters. I'm just sitting there, and it's getting worse as we're driving. So I look at her and I go, oh, why don't you turn right up here? Like because we're going someplace else. And I go, turn right up here. With my whole thought of, oh, there's that hospital down the road in case we're going. And the closer we're getting to it, I'm like, yeah, we need to stop at this hospital. I go, there's something. So we go in there, and they don't hook me up. I'd taken ibuprofen, not the 600, but I'd taken a couple. So by the time we get there, I don't have the pain anymore, but I can still tell, like, oh, okay, we got to check this out. Like, this isn't good. So we're in the emergency room, whatever. We're in and out pretty quick. But they do the CAT scan, man. I have a 6-millimeter kidney stone hanging out at me. Here's the weird thing about it. So we get all the pain meds. That's all it is. And they're like prepping you for, you got to pass it, blah, blah, blah. Since we were at that hospital, Dale, we went to dinner afterwards. All weekend long, I felt normal. I felt perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me at all. You know how big 6-millimeter kidney stone is?
I thought I was waiting for the butt.
No. I have felt perfectly fine since. Been eating normal. If anything, I've been hungrier than normal. Haven't opened the meds once. I haven't needed any pain meds or nothing. Felt normal since. So now I'm just waiting for the absolute pain to come. It might come right in the middle of the show. This is why you should watch this week. We might have some excitement in the middle of the show.
Steve, where are you going?
Oh, you'll know. I got all the pain meds over here just in case. Yeah, isn't that weird, though? Nothing. Go to the hospital. They tell me what I got.
Did they give you something at the hospital for the pain?
No, there was no pain by the time I got there because I'd taken that ibuprofen. And yesterday, Saturday, I just felt I'm just super hungry now. So like if I don't eat, I get like all shaky and everything. But that's normal. That's normal for me when I don't eat. So like I'm back to normal. I did sleep a ton this weekend, which tells you your body's working on something. But isn't that weird? Intense pain on Friday to the point where I'm like, all right, we better go make sure,
right?
Something bad's not about to happen to me or whatever. I was pretty sure I knew what it was, but it's like, still, check it out. No pain since or nothing. Nothing since.
So are you going to go to a doctor and figure out how you can stop these from happening?
Yeah, I got to go see a urologist or something. It's been like 2 years since well, wait, it is. I'm not drinking enough water. I drink way too much soda. So I cut back on soda. I did get a soda today, Dale, but I'm just taking small sips of it because yesterday I had one of those headaches that I'm convinced because I'd had a soda since Friday, Thursday, Thursday I'd had a soda. So I'm convinced yesterday and my body was just like going through those those soda breaks or whatever. So I'm literally just sipping this. I'm not going to drink this whole thing. I'm just baby sipping it, just like get those cravings out. Other than that, it's been all water and lemonade. I had lemonade Monday.
Did you know how big your other kidney stone was?
The other one was tiny. They were like, you're not even going to know if you pass it or not. It was.
But
so
this
tiny.
one you're going to know.
No, this one they were like, oh, prepare yourself, Tiger. And it was like it was right. It was literally. They said it was like, oh yeah, this is going to go quick for you. It's right where it needs to be. You're fine. You're going to pass. You'll probably pass it this weekend. No problem. No pain, no nothing since, Dale. Nothing at all. So I don't know what's going on. It's the weirdest thing ever. But I'm just now I got to live this life of when's it going to start? When's the pain going to come? Is it going to come? Is it not going to come? What's going to happen?
Well, I'm happy you feel better. And you know what's going on. So now you know whatever that feeling is.
Isn't that weird, though? Yeah, no, I know. And the second I got those pains on Wednesday night, I was like, ah, crap. I know what this is.
So you had hunger pains. You were starving. So what did you get at Glendale Arena? Nachos?
Nachos. Because you're not supposed to use sodium and stuff like that. Oh, no, I was like, before we left the house, I was like, make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and eat it on the way. Just whatever. I ate a late break. I slept in on Saturday till like 8:00 or something like that. It was ridiculous. I never sleep in that late. And then I took like this 3-hour nap in the middle of the day before we left and everything. It was just
wow.
Yeah. Oh no. And then yesterday I woke up at 6:30. Was back asleep again. Opened my eyes and it was like 10. I was sleeping a lot, like tired. I think I was just so tired and everything. So it was weird. But yeah. No, so we went to the arena and I was like, I gotta get something. And we decided that nachos were probably better than a pretzel. But I ended up eating both. I knocked the salt off the pretzel.
Oh, then why even eat the pretzel?
I don't disagree with you. I was disappointed. But it keeps sodium down or whatever. Because I was like, this is the last place that I need to have
an attack on the west side.
Yeah, because I'm like, one, we'll just leave the game. Like, who cares? We'll just get up and leave the game. But then it's an hour drive home. That's what I was worried about. But no, made it through perfect. No problems. Felt fine. No issues.
I mean, imagine that. You having to go to the hospital on the west side and you go, I think I have a kidney stone. Yet, and there, meanwhile, there's 4 gunshot wounds waiting to get in. So, hey, am I in line?
There's nothing a hospital can do. That's why when I went, they didn't even because I didn't have any pain in the moment because I took those ibuprofens beforehand. And they put the thing in my arm, but they didn't even hook me up with an IV or nothing. It was just we were there for maybe like an hour and a half, maybe. And they were just like, oh, they just confirmed it. But I don't know. It's just weird. My body's weird. Everybody else, oh, you have a kidney stone. And they're like, dealing with it. And I go to the hospital. My mind's like, all right, time to hide for a little bit. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, Dale. Weird. So that was my Friday night. Then Saturday, I just literally lounged around all day, played some Call of Duty, Double.
Well, maybe the stress of Call of Duty might be bothering.
Oh, I did not feel good, I guess, doing all. That's why I went and took the nap, and then I woke up from the nap, and it felt normal. It was like normal. Maybe I just needed the nap. Maybe I was just cranky and needed a nap. I don't know. But got laundry done, did stuff around the house, stuff like that. Perfect. Got up, went to the Rattlers game, started at 5, and there was all the freeway closures. So we left at 3:15, 3:30. Plenty of time to get there. We get there, the media parking's full, and the lady's like, go to parking lot L. And I'm like, is that far one? She goes, yeah. And I go, that ain't happening. I can't walk that. She goes, well, those are your choices. Or you can pay for parking. I was like, all right, whatever. Thanks for your help. Whatever. I go, I'm not parking in L. She's like, oh, the parking garage, you can pay there, whatever. So then we went around. So I was like, we went back around, and I was like, all right, there's that lot next to it that we had to park at one time when that thing was on. So we went that way, and the gate was open, so we went in there, and we told the guy, hey, we're with media, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, just park it here. I was like, oh, phew. So we were actually closer to their entrance. So I was like, I'm not walking to L. What if I have a problem? And I got to walk half a mile with intense pain.
Yeah, that was a bummer me not doing rally gates. I finally found one where I think I was the first parking spot outside the media gates.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was just like, what? But then we got in there. They blew them out. Drew Powell's, I'll tell you this, Dale. We found out. I don't have the video today. Autumn has it. She forgot to send it to me. Autumn. I've got a reminder. Drew Powell's going to be your starting quarterback for the rest of the year. Coach, after the game, the way he talked about it. Now, he still has faith in Myler. He came in the second half. It was a blowout game. He came in the second half and stuff and was very, appreciative.
So Myler's healthy enough to play.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think he's just more comfortable with Drew Powell. I'll tell you this. Drew Powell made a very good point I wanted to bring up to you in this rally. Blew him out, no problem. Bye week this week. They kept saying they needed the bye week. Because that was a 9-day trip in New York. They all were talking about how exhausted they were and everything. They've done a lot of travel this year, over halfway through the season, and now they're just getting their bye week. So, like, they look exhausted and things to that effect. The interesting thing, they brought Merriweather back as a linebacker, too. Yeah, show up and I see Devontae Merriweather's name, number 8, right there in the middle, linebacker, and I was all, yeah, that's him out there. Brought back a veteran linebacker, which they turned over that whole defense last year.
And that's the thing. A lot of times you try to change things up, and you need one or two guys that Merriweather's basically a quarterback of the defense.
Yeah.
He gets people lined up.
How long has he been in the league? It feels like 400 years.
Yeah, it seems like every year I've done games.
We saw him after the game because they do the raffle of the military jerseys for charity.
Right.
And saw him afterwards. And he looks like the old man out there walking around.
Probably gray beard.
Just like he's definitely older. Yeah. It's pretty funny. But yeah, that was a shocker. Drew Powell got the start. They just dare I say, it's easy to look good against a bad team. I said that before. Drew Powell started against a couple bad teams and looked really good and things like that. I do find it interesting, though. So I think Drew Powell's your starter until something happens in the meantime.
Okay.
Now, what that is, they have easy schedule leading up. We talked about that. When they come back from the bye, they have Fisher Freight here. That's going to be a hard game. But it's at home, so you're a little bit more confident in it. And then they go to San Diego in a couple weeks after that. Other than that, they're playing literally the bottom feeders of the Western Conference after that. So it's going to be easy to look good. Then the question becomes playoffs, right? That becomes a big question mark.
Right.
But Drew Powell's such a nice dude, man. It's hard to root against the guy. He came into the media room afterwards, and I brought up, I go, hey, man, because he throws footballs that in the NFL, they're just standard NFL throws. But I watch a lot of IFL football. And I watch a lot of in-person for the Rattlers games and stuff. He'll throw balls that when he releases it, you're going, uh-oh. And it threads, like the defender's hand the ball goes right over the fingertips and drops right into the receiver's. It's the prettiest thing you've ever seen. But then he's got that throw where he's just like, whoop, right to the defender, And he brought up something interesting when I asked him about the way he throws and how has he gotten comfortable out there with his receivers. Because he made a couple of those throws where defenders were inches from knocking it down and just perfectly placed right into the receiver.
Okay.
And he lit up when he was answering it. But then he brought up something, because in the IFL, they change balls all the time. If a ball goes into the crowd, you lose it. The crowd gets to keep it. Stuff.
Like a foul ball.
He goes, sometimes when they switch out those balls, they're slick, they're wonky. He used the term wonky. He goes, and sometimes you get those wonky balls and you go to throw it and it slips out of your hand. It doesn't come out of your hand right. And I sat there and I went, oh, my God. Nobody's ever said that before in this league. We sit here and blame Drew Powell for bad throws and all of that stuff. We should be charting how many times it's a new ball in there when that happens.
That would be good to do that. Yeah, after a touchdown or extra point or whatever.
Yeah, every ball that's a touchdown, they put that ball right into play. It gets kicked for an extra point, and you lose that ball.
Yeah.
So that means a new ball's coming in. If you've ever touched a new football, they have a shine to them. You know this. You told that Super Bowl story on long snapping. where they were all stuck on you.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating? He's never brought that. I've never heard anybody say that before. And he just casually, he wasn't using it as an excuse. I was just talking about how comfortable he is and how beautiful he can put a ball in there. He volunteered the video. I'll have the videos for tomorrow. But I was just like, oh my God, the new balls isn't even something anybody's ever said before. Isn't that fascinating?
That is fascinating because I would have assumed, doing games for 15 years that the home team probably supplied the footballs and you had like 25 of them. They're all the same thing, rubbed down a little bit.
Yeah, but can you rub down 25 balls all the same?
No, but at least rub them down. You just want that sheen off.
He didn't say the word slick. He just said wonky.
Which, again,
They
the
feel
ball's
different.
going to, instead of come out of your hand, he's a left-hander.
Yeah.
So when it's slick, it'll squirt, which means it's going to be wobbly and things like that and not accurate.
Yeah.
Because
when he misses, he really misses.
Yeah, that is fascinating.
But he is so precise when his game is on. I'm telling you, folks, like it is a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah.
It's like NFL football. He's putting that ball in a window that nobody else is doing. Very few IFL quarterbacks are doing it. And then he'll just have one. Like he had one earlier in the game. I remember it distinctively. Threw it, and the thing just went. And you were like, what kind of throw? What was that throw?
Come on, Drew.
What was that? What's wrong with you? You suck, boo! That was just the media people saying it. Yeah, isn't that fascinating though? So we gotta start paying attention to that. Ball swaps. I found out how he just volunteered that, and I was just like, wow. Because as a fan, you don't know how different balls are and stuff like that.
I mean, if I didn't go into the radio business, I would never tell that story about the first 100 plays of Super Bowl. Everyone, the balls come right out of the box.
Yeah.
And that's nothing you had all regular season.
It's fascinating how it goes. But they won. They blew them out bye week this week for the Rattlers. We'll talk more about that tomorrow when I get all the post-game stuff over to me and things like that as well. Robert chimes in. Don't forget, live on YouTube, TME Media AZ. Shares with your friends. We're just trying to rebuild the live audience there for that on the YouTube side. Of course, we appreciate everybody catching us on the podcast system, on YouTube, the on-demand on Rumble as well. Those numbers are good with basically zero advertising. We're getting those numbers better as well out there. So we appreciate it very much, however you're catching us out there as well. And Robert says there's no blame to be given out. They got shut down by superior pitching. He's talking about the Diamondbacks here. The D-backs are what they are, the best of the bad teams. I think I saw Robert's description, I think it was yesterday, about it. And I'm like, you know what? That's probably, because I said they can beat the bad teams and they struggle with the good teams. I think that's a pretty accurate description, the best of the bad teams. Or, as the rest of us would call it, mediocre. 500 team. Take which way you want to say it there.
Well, here's a fascinating thing, because it happened over the weekend in baseball. It happened maybe over the weekend in the NBA. If you can get into the playoffs, then everything gets condensed. You have a UCLA baseball team.
Yeah.
So over the last 2 years is the only team in the country to win over 100 games.
Yeah, domination too. Never lost a series all season long.
51-6 this season. Steve, 51-6.
And most of those losses were early in the year.
And they're sitting at home now.
Yeah. Oh my God, great endings though. Walk-offs against them. If you're gonna beat them, that's the way to go. And stuff like that. Yeah, baseball's a different sport. It's a weird sport. But like I said, I get it. I didn't expect a sweep, but I did expect them to struggle a little bit because the Seattle pitchers they were going against also were really good pitchers. People get lulled into Seattle's record is bad, so we can beat them. They're a really good team, really good team. If they can figure it out, they're going to make another run in the playoffs and be a tough out in the playoffs coming up. It's just to see that happen was shocking.
Well, and let's also remember this, Steve, when you're talking about the Diamondbacks, the fact that there weren't 3 9-1 ball games.
Yes, that's just the other thing I want to bring up.
They weren't. Oh, you know what? Seattle's better than them. They just beat the tar out of them.
Yeah. No,
they didn't. Could have gone either way. Now to me, that opens another can of worms of, it seems like the Diamondbacks against better teams struggle when it's close or extra innings, and against poor teams, they tend to find a way to win those games.
It's just fascinating to me, and the whole Diamondbacks psychology. I blame it on the manager and things to that effect, but who knows? Maybe I'm not even correct on blaming them for that also. But we'll get into that coming up. Of course, Diamondbacks baseball, NBA, shocker of all shockers on Saturday night as well. And then NHL. Just get you ready. We still have some time here. That's the problem with this time of year when you get down to two teams.
Yep.
One more day.
Well, remember the reason, and again, up until recently, I never even thought about it. But for the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals, they have to have certain nights set aside, national broadcast wise, and all that. So they don't. Well,
they also don't want to go up against each other.
But what I'm saying is they have to have it in stone so the national networks can clear their schedule. Yeah. Whereas in the first round, if it goes 4 games, if the other team goes 4 games, well, they can start the second round a little earlier.
Yeah, you just slide the next guys.
Yeah, and everything gets jumbled around. But finals are when the finals start.
Robert also says umpires, officials, referees have a glorified sense of self. College baseball umpires are a really pissy bunch. I get that. I fully get that. 100%. And then the way they acted when what was that? NC State had a pitch clock violation with their coach. The way the umpires acted toward that guy who's retiring this year was a terrible way for him to lose. It's just you got to do something about your umpires, man. We're not here to watch you guys. We're here to watch the guys on the field, not you.
Isn't that amazing?
It annoyed me.
Now again, I'd probably sit my players down if I'm a manager, and I'd have to have a talk with myself that it seems like they got an itchy trigger finger.
Yeah, and that's my point. Is I don't mind like if the way Hairston threw the bat. I can understand, unsportsmanlike conduct or whatever you want to call it, but at the same time, know the moment.
Right.
And then the Georgia guy jacking a 2-run home run to take the lead, best player on him. So you kicked out the best player in baseball, one of the top 5 players in baseball this weekend out of games, but just petty, stupid
so I can
stuff.
watch you call balls and strikes.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? We're here to watch these guys battle it out. Brutal. And then just some of their calls were just like, what? Well, it goes to show you, because this is the next batch of NFL umpires, isn't it? Isn't that where they get it from? Them early, I guess, Dale. Teach them to suck early. Here's the best story as we go to break here. On April 3rd of this year, 2026. April 3rd. So 2 months ago.
Yeah.
A couple days. Milwaukee. I don't even know if it's the University of or Milwaukee State. I have no idea. Just Milwaukee. I think it's University of. But baseball team. They were 5-22. The worst, if not the worst, one of the worst teams in the country. They lost 21-7 to LSU, who didn't even make the NCAA tournament. They lost 20-3 to Duke, 14-4 to Minnesota. They lost 16-2 by Notre Dame. Run ruled, by the way. All of these were run ruled. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 run ruled games. Milwaukee.
So they're getting killed.
They finished the regular season 22-31. They won the Horizon League, which is why they made the tournament. They won their division. Finished 22-31. They win today. They get to go to a super regional. They got one more game.
Go Milwaukee! So I just have my new favorite team.
The Milwaukee beat number 4 Auburn 13-8. They beat UCF, a Big 12 team, 13-6. They win today. They go to the super regionals. That's how weird baseball can be, man. That's all we can say about it.
Yeah.
Just be like, baseball's weird, man. You got to have a chance out there. When we come back, we'll keep it rolling. So much to talk about over the weekend. Raymond Berry dies, Dale. 93 years old.
Well, that's a long life.
Did you play with him? He was a 1973 Hall of Fame inductee, folks. So he was out of the league long before that. But he was Johnny Unitas' number 1 target for the Colts. Baltimore Colts back. That's where he is. He died at 93 here as well for him. So I obviously never saw him play, but anytime Johnny Unitas's teammates start going, they were something special. Come on back, folks. Main event. I forgot to also mention, because I wasn't sure what year it was, but he was, in fact, the head coach of the New England Patriots in '85 when they made the
Talk about Raymond Berry.
Raymond Berry,
No, you got sidetracked by trying to get a dig in on me. And your mind goes blank. You go into brain fog, and I hope you're... I hope your old kidney stone just gives you a little twinge whenever you're not nice.
I mean, it's hard to look at stats from the 60s and 50s and 60s and compare them to today. Where you can look at them and be like, really?
Yeah.
Really? So you can't cross that up and stuff. But Hall of Fame class in 73, two-time NFL champion, 58 and 59, obviously the Colts there. On the NFL 75th anniversary and NFL 100 all-time teams, 1950s all-decade team, 6 Pro Bowls, 3-time first team, All-Pro as well. He retired after the 67 season as the NFL's all-time leader in career receptions, 631, and receiving yards, 92.75. Today, people have that many yards in a season.
I was going to say in 4 seasons.
He was a 20th round draft pick from Dale. 20th round draft pick to Hall of Fame and everything.
Yeah.
Where did he go to college?
Towson State.
SMU.
No, did he really?
Yeah,
I should know that.
That's what it says here. Yeah,
I should know that.
Yeah. I was going to say no. By the time you got to SMU, they had to be shrines to him as a Hall of Famer, right?
You would
73 was when he was inducted.
Yeah. We had Forrest Gregg that went there.
Yeah.
Forrest Gregg and I have in common.
Oh no, you both played for SMU.
Well, that's one of them. We were both voted to the all 100-year SMU football team, first team. That's pretty cool.
Just starters. That one group, right? No backups. So.
Oh, I think they picked like 4 tackles for first team.
That's what I was wondering. Okay, yeah. I'm not diminishing it. I was just asking.
You're trying to.
I was just
immediately. You're trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to SMU and didn't even know it. Look at that. He probably has signs everywhere in the athletic buildings, like the Barry Hall of the Barry this, the Barry that.
I was focused, Steve, on studies and football.
I just see it here in front of me. They went to SMU. I didn't know that either, actually, to be honest with you. Maybe he was like, don't mention my college. I'm embarrassed by
Stop. You're proud when you go to SMU.
I'm embarrassed by him after the deal. So anyway, right there it is. Here's the proof of it. SMU football tweeted out 13 minutes ago. The SMU football family mourns the loss of Raymond Berry, a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and one of 6 Mustang football players to have his jersey retired. Barry left the undeniable impact on the SMU community. Our thoughts and prayers are with the loved ones during this difficult time. Here's the big question now. Who are the other 5 Mustang football players
Do they
that have
list
jerseys
them?
retired? No, but I can look it up.
Well, I know Forrest Gray's going to be one of them.
He's probably one of them.
We had a Heisman Trophy winner, too.
But like what, 40s, 50s?
Yeah,
Like
back
way
in the
earlier.
40s, 50s, SMU was really good.
That was before the
Before the
money started
cheating.
flowing.
Not Lance McElhaney. We
None
had
of-
we had a Heisman Trophy winner.
None of the guys from your era,
No,
though,
well,
right? Because that was the
maybe
deal.
they retired Eric Dickerson's.
Yeah, actually, they did. Number 19 was retired. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, there's some big names on here, man. Doak Walker,
Yes. Okay.
number
He's a running
37.
back. Yeah.
Eric Dickerson, number 19. 2 running backs there, right?
Yes.
Right
Doug
there.
Walker. Yep.
Forrest Gregg, you weren't wrong on that. Lamar Hunt.
Oh,
For
well, that's
80.
just because he had money.
Is that because he went on to own the
Yes,
the
that's
Chiefs?
because he had money.
His family owned the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Raymond Berry, of course, number 87. Don Meredith, number 17.
Okay.
How do you not know Don Meredith?
I knew he went there. I didn't realize his career was that good.
So basically, Dale was like, I'm just focusing on me.
I'm just
Typical selfish Dale.
Yeah, how come my jersey's not retired?
That's why I am the humble host.
Yeah.
And he is the arrogant son.
Sidekick.
So those are the retired numbers. Just made me think there when I just saw that now. But that's happening this morning. I guess he passed on May 25th. His family's just putting it out now. But man, I see this picture of him being hoisted up by the New England Patriots.
In 1985.
He looks tiny. That was the era of those big pads and the big giant face masks.
Yep.
He looks tiny compared to these 2 players.
Probably John Hanna's one of them carrying over.
50 and 52 there of New England. So what? 50 and 52 would be what? Linebackers? Or no, linemen?
Maybe center.
Oh, that's true there, yeah. Oh, by the way, the Rattlers, they might need a center, Dale. You ready to get
Why
back
is
to
that?
playing? Well, they lost oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. They lost their center on their New England on their trip. They had a new guy. I'm not saying the new guy. They had a new guy this week.
Okay.
Ups or downs, some bad snaps, stuff like that, But his first game, but he says they're bringing in a couple centers to try out here over the bye week and everything. So, for backups and stuff to that effect. So I'm just saying, time to get that wrapped up. The IFL, man, you can do it. Not that hard. Can you bend over?
No. Well, I can bend over. I can't get back up.
Because it's all shot. It's all shot. Well, I don't know if you have.
You don't know if I have to get back up.
Slaughter and the other cat there on the offensive line that I forget their names right now. They'll protect you.
Slaughter needs to worry about protecting himself.
Okay. This was hilarious. They do that going back to the Rattlers just really quick. They do they sell their military jerseys on Military Appreciation Day for charity after the game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ron Brown Jr.'s got in a bidding war. He went for $2,500 for a game-worn jersey. Right off their backs, sweat and all. They sign them and get pictures with them and stuff.
Yeah, some people like that stuff.
Yeah, I have a game-worn Suggs jersey from Baltimore, but I'm pretty sure they washed it. Because it would be grass stains and stuff like that on it, right? Like there'd be spew on it, possibly blood or something. And it looks clean and it doesn't stink. So it tells me they probably washed it still. These were right there, man. These things were just sweaty and gross. I know people. All right, good luck to you. But then they sign them, so then you can't wash them. Maybe you can do dry cleaning or something like that. But people were like, "What size is that jersey?" before they bid on it, and I'm like, "You gonna wear that? Isn't that a hang-up jersey kind of a thing?"
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah, and some guy literally goes, "What size is that jersey?" I'm like, "What?" But anyway, $2,500 for Ron Brown. I was giving Drew Powell a hard time. I was all like, "You can't let Ron Brown outbid you on that." And his closed at $500 or $600.
Oh, did it really?
But
Well, you got to remember, Powell's been around for a while.
Well,
So
yeah, but he's not going to be around much longer. So I tell you this: the last couple years, I distinctly remember the quarterbacks would get bid up really high, and this one did. Ron Brown got, which Ron Brown's a likable dude and stuff like that. So there's certainly no issue with that, But they also was rushing because they were running out of time and people were dwindling, and we all had to get out of there, and stuff like that. So they had to do them both at the same time, and it was a little confusing. But there was one gal there that was on the phone, like taking bids on the phone and bidding for people and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, it was a big deal. But it all goes to charity. It's all a good cause and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But so Slaughter, number 78, offensive lineman.
Yeah.
He's a mean son of a gun on the field. Like he's always like pushing that edge, sometimes crossing it with unsportsmanlike and stuff like that. And you watch him play afterwards. Because me and Autumn were, we got done with our press conference, and we walk out there, and I like to watch the auction. So we're off the field, where the bench is, behind the bench and stuff, and everybody's out, on the field. And we're just standing there, and he comes by, and he's just laughing and giggling and joking around. And I'm just like, that guy 30 minutes ago was like ready to kill people, doing dastardly things to people on that field and like hitting them hard and talking smack and doing all that stuff. And then he's just over there just giggling away. It is amazing to watch.
Well, all I know is that, and I've told you this before about most offensive linemen, for 3 hours, they can be the meanest, nastiest dudes. And as soon as it's over,
that's exactly
and up to a half hour before it starts. I mean, I told you about us in the locker room, and how jovial we were.
Yeah. And
then for 3 hours, get mean. Larry Allen was that way. Larry Allen literally destroyed people.
Yeah.
And then by the time he got to the locker room, he's laughing, he's got a big dip in his mouth, hee and ha-ha.
Yeah, it was fun. Even Autumn was, because we were right there and all the players were like standing there like goofing around. Even Autumn was like, oh my God, these conversations are hilarious. They're just laughing. And I'm like, yeah, they weren't laughing on the field, were they? They were all like dead serious. And it is an amazing thing to sit there and be close to and like see how it works and how to go through it. But even then, like everyone, like I think it was the Mother's Day game where it was only me and Richard and like one other person there covering it. I'm walking down to the locker room and the players come back by. They go back on the field. They take their shoulder pads off and go back on. And a couple players walk by and they're like high-fiving. Like, hey, how you doing, man? Woo, and high-fiving you. And I'm like, I just watched you like take a guy out.
Yeah.
And now you're just like, hey, buddy. It cracks you up a little bit how it goes. But anyway, I digress here back into that. Just little thoughts that I have here. Robert said, back then you could hit the QB and the wide receiver. The 50 with Johnny Unitas. Yeah, and they got hit hard.
Hey, if anybody's too young to remember, just go back and turn on the Oakland Raiders defensive secondaries tape with Jack Tatum and that group back there.
That was John Madden's teams?
Well, John Madden coached about 10 years there.
Yeah.
But and even a little bit
I'd say it would be
before
before him, right? Yeah.
But literally a receiver running a slant pattern, crossing pattern, you could get decapitated.
Oh, all you see are feet up.
Now, if you even breathe on a receiver.
Yeah. Receiver across the middle needs time to catch it, catch his breath, stop, do a little juke, and then move, and then you can touch him. Yeah, no, different era back then at all, and it is. Well, what's that? I forget his name now. I can picture him right now. But for the Cardinals, played with two broken as a safety, played two broken arms and stuff like that because of
Larry Wilson.
Larry Wilson, that's what I'm thinking.
And he got an interception.
Yeah, I know.
With casts on both arms.
You can't use those as clubs as a secondary member. A guy coming across the middle and you're just whack a couple times as he's going. Yeah, it's a different era back then with the toughness of those guys. Yep. But even then, go back to the 80s with, speaking of Raiders, Lyle Alzado and those psychos down there in the middle and stuff like that. You played in a perilous time, Dale, at the beginning of your career. By the end, you're probably like, this is like Club Med.
Oh, it's defensive linemen. They've been cheaters from the day football was invented. I got that good picture. I think you've seen it playing in Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. That Cincinnati defensive lineman head slapping me.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You do that now, you're probably suspended for a
I say,
week.
when did they take the head slap out? If it wasn't then, it was shortly after
Well,
that.
supposedly then,
Yeah,
but
they
it wasn't
took it
called
out.
all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Well, there's a Hall of Fame defensive lineman that's in the Hall of Fame because of the head slap.
Deacon Jones.
He would ring. I've heard stories about that where he would hit you, and you wouldn't know where you were.
Well, you don't also know that what kind of pad he had because he had written tape going all the way up his forearm and
hard as a rock.
ding.
I can't remember where I saw that, but some guy was like, "Man, he hit me upside the head." He goes, "I had no idea where I was for the rest of that play, and even half of the next one. I was still trying to figure out what I was supposed to do." I don't. For somebody to admit that, it tells you, because nobody's going to admit that, of course, on air and stuff to that effect. It does make me laugh a little bit, but where do we want to begin, Dale? Let's go with some happiness here.
Oh.
The NBA is actually making me root for the Spurs. Not root. I didn't care. Maybe we'll get lucky and James Dolan will do something stupid and they'll just cancel this whole series. No winner. But the NBA is actually making me root for the Spurs or the Knicks in this year, or at least watch them coming up in this series.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm rooting for the Spurs. I'm not going to lie to you.
I
like this Spurs team. I know the history of it. I get it. Trust me, I get it better than anybody. We all get it. But this Spurs team's fun.
And now you got Popovich. He's this figure now that everybody feels sorry for because he's sick. And
God, that was Wemby, buddy.
Is that who? Is that who's talking to him? Like
Wemby was crying out there. I'm just thinking of Popovich, how much he means to this franchise. Oh my God, buddy, don't make me hate you. I like you. Don't make me hate you.
He's like a nice kid. He's like a nice kid. He can make threes, free throws, and he's 7'5".
He did so. I saw a third year in the league makes the NBA Finals. That Kobe hadn't done that. I think.
Well, I know Michael hadn't done it.
Michael didn't do it. All these great superstars. Did LeBron do it within years? I think LeBron did, right?
No, he's still. Oh,
he
might have made the finals.
When they made the finals against the Spurs, I don't remember how many years he was in the league. They got swept out of it. Tim Duncan and them. But I got to admit it, man. This Spurs team isn't the Spurs team of old. Now they do have Popovich is still in the organization and still working. He still has influence there. But these guys work hard. These guys play hard. They don't whine constantly. They don't flop too often like everybody. Matter of fact, the more that the Thunder, like SGA was hitting, I forget the guy that was guarding him, in the face, that guy just kept playing. He didn't look at the refs. He didn't stop and look at the refs to complain. He's like, hit me in the face. I'm just going to keep running with you.
Yep.
This Spurs team, I hate to say it because we all know the history of the Spurs and all that stuff. This Spurs team's fun to watch. I'm rooting for him in this series.
Well, and the other thing, because I had no idea what to expect on the game Saturday. I said, because there hadn't been a good game for the 7 game. The game 1 was really good. Then games 2 through 6 sucked buttermilk.
Yeah, big blowouts.
And then I didn't know what to expect. And the last 2 games, if we can get NBA officials to officiate like they did,
I agree.
Game 6 and 7,
I agree 100%.
It would be so much more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
And guess what? Guys will stop continuing to try and influence and flop and fall down. I came up with a good one Saturday while we were golfing. I said, the thing before Game 6, and I hope it happens tonight, is the fact that when the air conditioner goes on in the Oklahoma City Coliseum there, SGA gets jumped back as he gets hit by some cool air and he's trying to draw a foul.
He's just automatically
I know.
in the tunnel. He walks by the vent. No, and I don't disagree with you. You got to give and that was one of the notes that I made. Was we were at the Rattlers game when we were watching it, so I missed some of it and things to that effect. But the Thunder struggle with length, first of all, which is weird. Chet was terrible in that Game 7. Like he turned into mishmash, and that's Game 7. But unless they can flop and get those calls, I think the Thunder aren't as good as you think they are. I think they're really good, but I think unless they get those calls, they struggle there. And that's kind of what I brought up to you and Bruce on Friday. Was like in a high pressure end of the game situation where you have to rely on your stuff, I wasn't sure if the Thunder can do it. And they showed me, at least on Saturday night, that they struggle in that position. Doesn't mean they're not good. Doesn't mean they don't deserve to be there. The Spurs were the team that just kept playing and closed it out on the road, no less,
Yes.
and a young team. I mean, just how do you not like Castle and De'Aaron Fox, who was just hidden in Sacramento all those years, right? And then Wemby. I'm sorry, Wemby's a likable dude. Other than the after game, it's just
Well, I mean,
Popovich,
I think I can let that wash away, but just to see, name another even just 7-foot guy who can make free throws. I mean, you think about all the big guys in basketball, and I never understood it, but when it's about 99% of them can't do it, there's got to be a reason.
They make them in practice. They just can't make them in games for some reason.
But this guy comes across half court.
He shoots from the logo if he needs to.
Yes. And it's a smooth look. It's just not like herky, like a DeAndre Ayton,
When
whatever.
he posterized Chet Holmgren on Saturday night, the stadium at the Rattlers was all quiet. It was a commercial, and I was all, oh! I wasn't, but I can't get enough of watching that. On top of it, I'm just saying, folks. I know we all have a past history. Popovich, yes, he's still with them and stuff like that. I get it, but this team, I don't know how you can hate this Spurs team other than the name on the front of their jersey. I just don't know how you can like them. I mean, let them win a championship before we start hating this bunch coming up. That's all I'm going to tell you guys is they're fun to watch.
And it's so fascinating to me, Steve, that I think it was Sunday morning I get up, and you got Eddie Johnson from the Suns piping in. Hey, Oklahoma City, yeah, they got to trade Chet Holmgren. They got to do this. He's done. Like, where are you coming from?
The problem that they have, because I was looking at it, they have three guys. Jalen Williams, local kid, of course, is one of them. They have 3 max contracts that kick in after this season, like this year. They signed them already, and they're kicking in. They're going to have to, and they're already in the first apron. So, do you want to hit that second apron? Is the question. And I know they're going to have to make a move on somebody that's going to be shocking. They're going to have to let somebody go who's shocking. But it's not shocking because of a crunch of the money side.
I still think they have another year.
Another year, you think, of eating that?
I think they have another year.
I don't think, with these 3 kicking in, I don't think you go into the second apron yet, if I remember. NBA
I don't think they do.
So I don't think they do with these kicking in. But then you got a couple bench guys that you might want to keep that are going to require paydays. Those are the decisions there. You got to look at. But even then, with Williams being hurt all the time,
I don't know. I don't know if I sign him to mega money.
Well, they've already done it. It kicks in this year.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's at $240 million.
Yeah. Because then I heard also over the weekend that they might be contacting the Milwaukee Bucks and wonder if Giannis.
That would. Why would you do that?
I have no idea why you would do that.
When you have, Lou Dort is a guy you got to make a decision on.
And he might be a casualty.
I take him in 2 seconds, Suns.
Oh, I'm not saying
bring him back home.
Yeah, but the Suns are not in the same position as Oklahoma City.
Yeah, that's the problem. But I don't know why you would go for Giannis with what you have there.
Either do I.
I mean, I get why people are down on Chet because he just disappeared against Wemby.
Well, you know what? I still remember when all the nonsense when everybody said, I'm not comparing the two, but when DeAndre Ayton faded against Giannis in the finals, he helped them / carried them to the finals.
Yes.
Then he ran into Giannis.
Yes, and then looked like
I'm sorry, Giannis has done that to quite a few people.
That's what I always say.
Yeah.
I go, man, everybody was on DeAndre and how great he's playing, and then he faces Giannis, and everybody's like, oh, he sucks.
Yeah.
No, he just went up against the greatest center of that time.
Yes,
at that time.
Of those couple years. But anyway, it'd be fascinating.
Robert says, never rooting for the most fortunate team in the NBA. But no, this is my caveat. Is you got to keep in mind, I'm looking at this as I got Spurs Knicks, and I've grown up hating the New York Knicks. Like they just always rub me the wrong way. They've just always with Patrick Ewing and just garbage. I hate everything about them. Everything about them. I would never, ever, 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 ever say a good thing about the Knicks. Ever in my life. I'm 2 years old. I probably came out of the womb and said, Knicks suck. Garbage franchise. So that's my predicament right now. But I'm just telling you, I found enjoyment watching this Spurs team play. If they weren't the Spurs, you would be watching.
Oh yeah, if they had different colored jerseys on.
Yeah. And it helps that Popovich is not coaching anymore.
Right.
It helps that all this whole roster is being redone. And they play the right way, too. They're not the whiny little biatches that Tim Duncan was, where every time he fouled somebody, his eyes got all wide.
Tony Parker.
He just stared at Ginobili flopping, running through the middle, looking like he got shot. Nobody. Oh, my God. I'm having heart palpitations right now thinking about it.
So here's my dilemma. It's obviously, my disgust and whatever for San Antonio just because of what happened against the Suns.
Yeah.
But when I first started paying attention to basketball in 1970, I'm 8 years old.
You like Gervin and the boys?
No. Walt Frazier for the New York Knicks was my favorite player.
Oh, you're going Knicks.
And they went back to back, I think 72, 73 with Willis Reed and Earl Monroe and Dave DeBusschere.
I wasn't around for that.
And Bill Bradley and Walt Clyde Frazier.
Yeah, that was the last time they won it.
Yes. It's been since 99 that they've been to the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
And so now
winning it.
That'll put one other team.
Well, see, but I'd forgive. That's the thing, though. Like, because, New York Giants, when I was a kid, it was Lawrence Taylor. That was the football that I watched a lot of because I wasn't a Broncos or Dallas Cowboys fan. And I fell in love with that hard-playing defense with Lawrence Taylor and all of that stuff. So, when you got that stuff where teams are good when you're a kid, and stuff like that, I'll forgive you for being a Knicks fan.
I got to remember 72, 73, 70, the Suns were just coming around and
stuff like that. Yeah, that's the thing and stuff. So I'll forgive you for rooting for the Knicks in this series. The Knicks are fun to watch too. It's all the Villanova guys.
Yes.
I don't think they got a shot in this series, man.
I would not talk so fast, my friend.
I think the Spurs defense is going to mess them up, but we'll see. We have room to talk about it because it doesn't start until Wednesday.
Right.
So we got time to think about it as well. Robert also said, if I'm Ishbia, I'm hammering the NBA for waiting till the conference finals to put an end to the Thunder BS. And that's the thing that I took the note on. Why in Game 6 and Game 7 did the NBA start putting the officials in there that wouldn't call those flopping fouls? Why isn't that something that happens earlier?
Well, because if you want to say, hey, for a second try and be an Oklahoma City fan, you could make a case where that's really not fair because you let us play
that way
for 82 games and 2.5 playoff series.
I saw people complaining about that.
And now you're going to change what you called on us?
I saw people complaining that the NBA changed the way that the Thunder can play. I did see that.
Now, if starting next year, call every game that way for every team.
That's my point. You shouldn't allow them to get away with it for so long and things like that. So, there's that argument, too. I saw it. And I saw it not just from Oklahoma City Thunder fans, where I saw it at, too, but I also saw it from some national people saying the officiating changed in that series. I told you all along, I kept telling you, the officials are going to start calling this against the Thunder at some point. And they didn't.
You mean for the Thunder?
For the Thunder. And they didn't. They called it like an actual basketball game and didn't favor the Thunder.
And I'm
shocked about that.
Actually favored allowing more contact than usual.
Yeah.
I mean, the block that San Antonio guy had on Hartenstein.
Yeah.
99 times out of 100, the whistle's blown because you're anticipating a collision.
Yeah. And he didn't. Yeah,
no.
No, he didn't. I agree. That's called before they even make contact.
Yes.
I know. That's playoff basketball, and that's what makes it so exciting as you go through it. Robert says the Knicks' hatred can be directly related to their owner and the fans. That's actually why I don't like the Knicks. I didn't like Dolan's dad. He was a piece of work, and his kid's even worse. I don't know how you can get worse than the piece of work as your father and everything. That's where you got to give the Irsay's a lot of credit, right? Jim Irsay's dad was not a good dude. Jim Irsay was like salt of the earth. He had his own demons and stuff, and now reportedly his daughters are even better off, than even Jim Irsay. So you can get better as you go through stuff, and then you got the Dolans.
Well, I know
More
they didn't own
paranoid
them
and more
back
crazy.
in the 70s. So.
And all that. But I know. So this is what we had to root for. But starting Wednesday coming up in the NBA as well. Really quick here as we go to the top of the hour. The Thunder. I got to look at this stat I got for you here. Let me pull it up here. I apologize. The Thunder this season, including playoffs, Dale, versus the Spurs, they were 4-8. Spurs won that regular season series against the Thunder as well.
Okay.
Versus everyone else, the Thunder were 71-14. First team in NBA history to have 8+ losses against one team in a season, while having 70+ wins against everyone else out there. Pure domination, and we saw it all weekend long. We saw it with UCLA, the number 1 seed in baseball, losing. Alabama losing the 4 seed in the baseball tournament as well. We're seeing these types of upsets happen a lot more these days than we did in the past, and it comes to this. I'm going to call it parity, but the Spurs-Thunder rivalry here, this should continue for another 2, 3, 4 years of them just battling it out to see who has the right to win the West here coming up. And when we come back, we'll, of course, talk some NHL. We'll get you set up on that. We know we have the finals. We kind of knew it last week before that game. Boy, that game was Game 6 was a dud in that series. But we'll set that up for you for this week as well. The NCAA baseball, and Dale, we got to talk about your Arizona Diamondbacks.
Is it time to talk Cardinals?
Their OTAs start again today.
Here we go.
Kyler Murray, the starter of your Minnesota Vikings. They just announced it now. So obvious. J.J. McCarthy's getting worse and worse with his comments because he knows what's coming. Come on back, folks. Main event. Dale, I need you, buddy. Second hour main event.
Whoa, that was a quick break, and Steve tried to sneak in half a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Steve, these breaks are quick. Kobe's got you on a quick trigger.
That's what me and Ethan are working on today. We're sitting down and going through and doing some ideas we've always had for breaks and stuff. We just haven't been able to do it because of time and staffing. And now that we got a staff here.
Well, what I was going to say is because, like, on my DirecTV, both son-in-laws are trying to get me with this newfangled thing to where, you can get every sports station. I don't need every sports station.
Because you need, you need.
But you also have to have 3 stinking channel changes, remotes to where this one's for turn on, turn off. This one's for turn this there. This is for volume. That's for channel. This is. I want one remote.
I have no interest. On my Apple TV that I use, I can just use my phone.
Okay.
As my remote. But it doesn't do the volume. I do have to do the volume with the TV.
But once I get to my station and I can change stations, everything's simple. But every once in a while, like during a sporting event, it's like you can tell they don't have an extra commercial.
Yeah.
So it'll just come across the screen as commercial break in progress.
Yeah.
And they play some soothing music.
Yeah, you get that a lot with the stream. When cause I have to use the apps for everything.
Mm.
I'm actually toying with the idea of going back to cable or YouTube TV or whatever. I'm gonna sit there. I can't get Fox. Fox wants to go to this Fox One deal. I use my dad's cable login to get access to all these channels.
You use his electricity for your car. He uses cable box.
Oh, I know. You should see the post from my sister about that. So to watch NASCAR, when it's on Fox, and all of a sudden my Fox apps don't accept it anymore. And it's the Fox apps are the problem. So I can't watch things I want to watch on Fox anymore, and it's stupid. So I'm like, you know what? It's time to just delve back into the realm of one of these channels, whether it be Cox, whether it be DirecTV, whether it be YouTube TV, whatever. I'm like, I'm just going to have to bite into this expense again. But I don't watch that much television. That's my problem. So I'm like, yeah. And then you still got to have Netflix and Amazon.
Well, remember the days when they were making the changeover. Cut the cord. Cut that. Everything's cheaper.
I was one of the first. I was in that first wave to do it before it was popular.
Cut the cord. Everything's be cheaper. And now it's like, if you actually go back and look at a bill.
Yeah, I have to spend $30-something on ESPN Unlimited just to get the WWE stuff. It's Dale, you missed a good WWE event yesterday from Italy, I think it was.
Was there an MMA fight this week?
There was. Yeah, but it was overnight. I missed the whole thing.
Okay.
When I woke up, I slept in. I slept in so long on Saturday morning. I usually get up at 4 or 5 because that's what time I always get up. I slept in. That the fights were over by the time I actually rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
Because my body was like...
It's almost like you were in the fight?
Dealing with whatever there and stuff. But, yeah, there was a big upset, too. I can't wait to talk to Lou.
Oh, really?
Not a big upset, but a guy that failed in his last fight that Lou didn't trust going to this, and I brought him up and everything. He lost in the first round on top of it. So we're going to talk. I can't wait to talk to Lou about that as well and stuff. But,
by the way, programming note.
Yes?
Sweet Lewis will be in from 8 to 10 on Thursday.
Oh, on Thursday.
Yeah.
Look at that, everybody. Programming note.
Yes.
Which also means if you haven't caught on, I'm not going to be here, so I won't be able to talk to Lou. I'll have to leave my notes with Dale to ask him about it.
And see, you will see how an interview is done. When somebody doesn't know how to pronounce names, you don't say their names. You let the guy who knows how to say their names say their names.
Part of the gimmick. It's part of the bit. Part of the bit. People have messaged me and be like, show some respect and learn their names. It's part of the bit.
Please.
Yeah, it's part of the bit.
Please.
We're like one of the few people that aren't in gambling circles that actually pay attention to the MMA, so settle down. Be happy we're covering them at that point as well. But okay, so there you go. Thursday. Lou all day. I was wondering if you got him or not. Yeah, so 8 to 10. I won't be in on Thursday. I got something personal I got to take care of and everything. I don't know. I got to make the call today to make sure it's still going. But regardless, you get Lou and Dale on Thursday. Look at that.
So we'll cover a bunch of great weekends.
I'll leave my notes for you on the questions I got on the last fight.
Okay.
But no, there's one I really want him to talk. I'm sure he'll bring it up, but there's one I definitely want to talk to him about. But we'll know, obviously, the Super Regionals.
Yes,
that'll
Super
be fun.
Regionals will be good. And
he's high on the Carolina Hurricanes here in this finals. He said that last Thursday before we knew officially it was the matchup and stuff like that. So that's coming up on Thursday for y'all out there. And then, of course, we'll throw it up while we got it, Kobe. Appreciate you guys following us. Don't forget YouTube, TME Media AZ, where you can find us live 8 to 10 a.m. as well. All of our stuff is on demand on YouTube there at TME Media AZ, as well as on Rumble, rumble.com/user/TME Media. Everything's over there, including the Real Matrix over there on Rumble. But obviously 0-0 because they haven't played yet. Carolina, Vegas is the matchup here for the finals as well. That starts tomorrow night, Vegas and Carolina.
So do they have it set up so it'll be hockey, basketball?
For the most part, I didn't look at the end of the series, but it's every other night for hockey. Well, no, so it's tomorrow night. So it's the 2nd, the 4th, the 6th, and then it's the 9th.
You gotta travel.
Yeah, and then the 11th, 14th, and then June 17th, if necessary, for Game 7 as well for them out there. Yeah. So maybe 3-day break in between a couple of those. But yeah, it's basically every other night as we go forward here. Vegas, Carolina on this. We'll talk more about my pick tomorrow on this because my heart says Vegas is going to do it.
Uh-huh.
But I've been to two final series with the Knights. One they lost and one they won. So I know they can lose these. I know for heart they lost to Washington. It was the last time they were there. I do favor Carolina in this series, but I'll have more on it tomorrow. I got to be more matter of fact about my thought process because, man, I want to pull the trigger on the Knights the way they've been playing, but I just don't know with Carolina. But then again, here's the problem. What they just did to Colorado
Yes.
makes you think they can do it again against Carolina. Now, Carolina is a different team from Colorado. If it was Colorado, Carolina in this series, I would have gone with Carolina. I was going to pick Carolina to win that series. So why wouldn't you do that when they play the Knights?
Well,
Except for we just watched what the Knights did to Colorado.
They not only beat them, they swept them.
Yeah, and played phenomenal against them at all times as well. So I'm really kind of just in this lux of I don't know kind of deal. Maybe tonight I'll be throwing my darts to the dartboard all night long from that. But that starts tomorrow night. NBA Finals on Wednesday night as well. But you got some games today if you're a baseball fan. And if you're not watching this NCAA baseball tournament, I had it on a lot this weekend. Yesterday I had the wrestling event, the Clash there on. It started at noon.
Who?
Stuff. The Clash. Oh my gosh, Brock Lesnar came back. His 1 month retirement. Welcome
What?
To wrestling. Welcome to wrestling.
You hate those.
I do, but here's the difference, though.
It's Brock Lesnar.
No, actually, that's not why. I actually genuinely can't stand watching Brock Lesnar wrestle because big guys, they do like short bursts of stuff, and then it's 10 minutes of laying on the mat being tired. And then they do a short burst of stuff, and then it's like laying on the mat being tired, and then somebody wins. Or it's a really fast match. No, I believe, and I don't have any basis behind it, I haven't been told anything, but I believe Brock Lesnar pulled an audible. He's retiring this year, and everybody thought it would be SummerSlam. So it was a shocker he did it at WrestleMania. What he did was he threw up the X at WrestleMania, which anytime a wrestler or a referee or anybody does an X in the ring and you generally don't see it, they try to cover it. But anybody throws an X up, it means you're going off script, meaning somebody's injured, and stuff like that. But he threw up the X and then he took his gloves and his shoes off and retired in the ring. I firmly believe it was because of all the pay cuts that TKO, being a private equity company, they ruin everything.
Food and wrestling?
They were going to everything they touch, every company and everything. They were going. Look what they did to Southwest. Look how miserable people are flying Southwest Airlines now. And everybody used to be happy about flying Southwest. And everybody's miserable because a private equity firm got involved with them. Look what happening at Utah Athletics. They're laying people off because of their private equity agreement where they took all that private equity money and everything. And now they're having all these layoffs and stuff. And they just ruin everything that's good out there. Private equity firms do. But I believe they were wanting everybody to take pay cuts, and a lot of people did. Some didn't. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or so like that. I believe Brock Lesnar was like, I don't need this crap in my life. I'm not wrestling for less. Boom, I'm retiring early. And just shocked everybody. Like even they were like, whoa, what? I think behind the scenes there's a little bit of, all right, Tiger, here's your money. Come on back for it.
Really?
That's what I believe.
So was it a good match?
It was really good. I loved it. Oh, my God. Those two big guys battling it out. So much fun, Dale.
So you woke up for this, but you didn't watch the real stuff.
No.
You slept through the real stuff.
Well, yeah, that was the main match was like 6:45 a.m. for UFC, the main card.
Come on, pop, let's go.
Normally I am. Becky Lynch lost. I was actually in my nap time when Becky Lynch lost. I could hear it. I had it on. I could hear it. But I also had a lot of baseball on because if you're not watching this NCAA tournament, man, this is amazing. Close games, fantastic games. Today, you still have games to go. West Virginia has one loss, and they got to play Kentucky one more time here today. The winner, of course, moves on. And this is a big game because you got Cal Poly moving on to the Super Regionals. Cal Poly comes out of the UCLA, Virginia Tech, St. Mary bracket. Cal Poly, folks. And that whole every game UCLA played, yes, they lost as the number 1 seed, but every game they played was a fantastic game to watch. Just timely hitting and stuff like that.
Right.
Before last year, no number 1 national seed had ever failed to reach a regional final in the NCAA baseball tournament. Not just, a lot of teams have lost as a number 1 seed in this round, but they always make it to the final, meaning the best of 2 games. Yeah. Last year, Vanderbilt didn't make it to the final, and UCLA didn't make it to the final of their bracket. It was St. Mary and Cal Poly that made it to the final.
What was so weird, I kind of just stopped paying attention after St. Mary's beat UCLA. Yeah. I didn't realize that they didn't win it.
Yeah, they still had to play Cal Poly and beat them twice.
Cal Poly, isn't that a brainiac school?
Yes, that's the problem. That's my point with it. Yes. Brainiacs and baseball, apparently, from that side. So if you're not watching that, we got 2 games today. West Virginia, Kentucky. Little Rock advances. Little Rock. Not Arkansas. Little Rock in this one. They beat Southern Miss, Virginia, and Jackson State, whatever they call that school there. Sorry. Little Rock escapes that one with no losses. They didn't lose at all. And they're waiting for the winner of Florida and Troy, who play today as well. Yeah, Troy and Florida are matching up. That's in the Miami, and somebody else in that group is eliminated. From there, North Carolina does get through with Tennessee, VCU, and Eastern Carolina fairly easily. No losses for North Carolina. They're waiting for the Texas A&M SC winner today as well. That's the other teams, Texas State and Lamar, I think it is, was in that bracket as well. So North Carolina is waiting for the Texas A&M USC winner. Ole Miss, of course, does escape. Arizona State does get eliminated last night. Yeah. Harrison got kicked out. They lost the first game in 14 innings to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
They beat South Dakota State dominant. They beat Nebraska dominant to eliminate them in the losers bracket. Ole Miss yesterday losing 10 innings. They're right there with Ole Miss. They just couldn't get out the other side. And you can't tell me if they would have had Harrison for that game, because once you get kicked out in a college game, you lose the next game as well. And that's what's disappointing. These umpires just I can go on for hours on that. So Ole Miss does advance. Arizona State is eliminated at that point. They're waiting for the winner of Auburn and Dale's new favorite school, Milwaukee.
How can you not cheer for Milwaukee?
Oh, I'm totally rooting for Milwaukee today.
I hope Milwaukee makes it, and them and Cal Poly end up in Omaha.
That's the problem.
You like it now?
Because it's like the NCAA tournament. Yeah. I love the upsets early, but you want shock when it comes to the end, don't you? Because you don't want to see who was that one team that was a mid-major that made it all the way to like the Final Four, and then they got blown out by like 40 points in that game. Like nobody wants to see that. I've been VCU or somebody back in the day. But look at it. You have Cal Poly and Little Rock, 2 little schools advancing to the Super Regionals just on one side of the bracket. On the other side of the bracket, you got Georgia Tech and Oklahoma battling it out today for the winner to advance as well. And then you've got Kansas, who did win their bracket. They look good. They did beat Arkansas there, Missouri State, and Northeastern. Kansas is waiting for the winner on today's game. Alabama did win their bracket, beat Oklahoma State there. But Alabama's sitting there waiting for the winner of today's Florida State, St. John's, battling it out there. Florida State, I had them winning this bracket, and St. John looks good, though. They play twice today. If St. John wins the first game, they'll play a second game against Florida State because no, I'm sorry. I apologize. Florida State has to win twice today. They have 1 loss. St. John has 0.
St. John's has 0?
0 losses.
They're a basketball school.
I know. So Florida State has to win twice today in order to advance. And they're just waiting for Alabama after that. Texas does just go through their bracket pretty easy. So did Oregon. And Oregon had that Oregon State, Washington State, Yale bracket there as well. And Oregon gets out unblemished. Didn't lose at all. They're playing Texas, as Texas got through their side this weekend in Super Regionals. Mississippi State won. They beat Cincinnati, the Raging Cajuns of whatever they call that school now. They changed the
Louisiana
name.
Tech.
Is that what it is still?
I think so.
Well, they used to be something else, and then they changed it, and then they changed it again, and as well. And then Lipscomb, they beat them. So Mississippi State has Georgia.
How'd you say that?
Lipscomb. How do you pronounce it?
I'm not even going to try.
Lipscomb. Stupid name for a school. Then Georgia escapes. So Mississippi, Georgia are playing this weekend. So Dale, do your thing on the SEC for me.
Well, it sounds like a lot of SEC schools are still alive.
Yeah, and they all play each other. So a lot of them are going to be eliminated for the college.
Yeah,
World
that's the way
Series.
college does them. They do them dirty.
That's the way it should be. Oh, by the way, Georgia Tech and Oklahoma today as well.
Oh, Oklahoma again, huh?
I might have said that earlier. Georgia Tech, yeah. It'll be fun. Right now, Florida State is playing St. John, and for you baseball fans, that's going on now. But this has been a fun beginning of the tournament. You want to see upsets early. I do, at least.
Yeah.
But like I said, when it gets to the College World Series and I'll allow like a Cal Poly or a Little Rock to get in, to the College World Series. But then, like when you get to as College World Series goes on, let's get to the big boys here and watch them battle it out moving forward. But this has been an absolute fun beginning of a tournament here. If you haven't looked at that, Robert says the Canes aren't superstar heavy. Should be a fantastic series, especially with no Canadian teams, meaning hockey, of course. That I don't. Okay, they're not a superstar team, but they can score in heaps, and they can also play defense. I'm not too sure the Knights, going back to hockey, I'm not sure the Knights can play that shutdown defense and score like they did against Colorado. I don't know. The Canes could put up 6 without even blinking. It'll be a fun series. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, we'll have more on that tomorrow. But Dale, I've stalled as long as humanly possible here. Anything you'd like to bring up today? Serena's making a comeback to professional tennis. She's going to play over in London, I think, this week.
I did see that.
So if you're a Serena fan, coming back to play in that Giant deal. Giants are working out OBJ again, and OBJ said, I never wanted to leave the Giants. Even though he got divorced from the kicking net. The kicking net left him, and it went all downhill after that.
Oh, you know what I did want to talk about? Because I think it's fascinating. I don't know if you saw over the weekend, your boy Thomas Brady came out and said something that has gone. What do they call it when it's
viral?
Yeah, viral.
What did Thomas Brady say?
Did you hear what he said?
What did Thomas Brady say?
He said that, and it got me to thinking that there's some practice squad players.
Yeah, I don't know why this went viral.
Who are very happy being on the practice squad because you make now it's $234,000 a year.
That how much they make?
And just so people know, a practice squad guy's schedule is he has to be there Monday for weights and things like that, and then he sits in film watching. This is just during the season. Watching film of the game. Tuesday's a day off. Practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then he's off every weekend.
Yep. Does not suit for games. Doesn't go to the games.
Doesn't have to be critiqued or anything by anybody else. And Tom made the statement.
Rookies and first and second year players, minimum of $13,750 per week. So if you were on the practice squad the full 18 weeks, $247,500 for 18 weeks of play.
Or really, when you look at it,
that's rookies. Veterans are $18,350.
For basically
minimum, they can go up to $22,850 per week. That's $411,000 a year.
2.5 days of work for those 18 weeks.
And you do the scout team, you do the other team's offense and stuff like that to help the defense out and things. So you have an integral part in it, yeah. But Tom Brady said what? They're lazy and don't want to go up to the main squad?
He just said, and again, so now minimum wage for an active roster player. Yeah, we're not talking first or second round draft picks. Is $840,000.
There's a big difference.
Big difference.
600,000 difference for the low end.
But the practice squad guys, they're not written about on Sunday if you drop a pass.
Ew.
They're not asked to come into a post game media gaggle where guys like Steve McCollum will ask you all the dirty questions, try and make you feel bad.
What did you see when that ball came directly at your hands and you dropped it wide open?
And it bounced off was your shoulder pads too big?
Did you put up on too much muscle over the season?
I never really thought about it, but it is. I think it's more of an interesting question than anything. But everybody out there is like, "Oh my God, Tom don't know what he's talking about. He's so stupid." But well, Tom was around 20 years, and he's not saying every practice squad guy does that.
No, but you didn't finish what he said.
But there are some.
He basically said practice squad guy. There are some guys that don't want to be called up to the main squad because they're not going to perform at that level, and they know they're not.
And they don't want to see if they can.
Yes, but I'll argue this too. I firmly believe there are backups in the NFL that never want to see the game, and I'm talking about quarterbacks mainly here. There are career quarterbacks that are happy to be backup quarterbacks for 10, 11, 12 years, and they hope to God their starting quarterback doesn't get hurt and they have to go in the game because that gig ends if they go out there and not perform. Whereas the most popular guy on the team is the guy at the clipboard afterwards. I firmly believe that's true for regular roster guys as well, though, to be honest with you. I think if you're a practice squad guy, you're a guy that's either going to not play a lot, and when you get up there, maybe just special teams, or you're a guy that's on the fringe there. It's almost like just hang on for as much money as you can.
Right.
And like I said, you get that opportunity and you fail, you ain't going back on that practice squad.
Well, here's his quote. It could take me a minute to read this, but it is interesting. It's interesting to me. I don't know if I wholeheartedly agree with it, but it's a different way to look at things. That these scout team receivers come in and practice with the scout team, and they do really well. They're running the scout team stuff. No pressure. Hey, you're not supposed to catch passes against first team defense, but there's no pressure on you.
Yeah.
Now you're watching like, man, we got to get that guy. Let's get him up on offense. He's making a lot of plays. Then all of a sudden we're like, hey man, you're doing really well. You got to come over here and deal with the pressure of succeeding now that you have expectation. And these guys are like they weren't prepared for it. So whatever we saw in practice against where there was not a lot of pressure, now when they're put in a situation where there's an expectation for performance, they've never had a person deal with that, and then they fail.
I think it happens every day. You know this as well. There's guys that are second, third round draft picks that the lights come on in training camp and they look great in practice, and then they get out there for their first game and they look like they've never played before, or vice versa.
And one of the arguments of these people are, hey, most of these guys played big time college football and things like that. As a guy who went through that whole process, I had never really thought about it. But I did remember, when I'm getting into my 30s and I'm watching these guys' schedules.
Yeah.
And especially now, you're only practicing pads 10 times a year.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, so basically once every other 2 weeks. And you have every weekend off. It is interesting because don't try to compare college pressure with NFL pressure. And I probably would say the same thing in basketball, although I didn't play it.
That's what amazing. My favorite one is who's that? Levi Brown for the Cardinals, who was a top level draft. They took him. Who did they take over Adrian Peterson? Was it Levi Brown?
Yeah.
Top level tackle. What did he play? Alabama. So high level school, dominant school, stuff like that. Got to the pros, and dude had no interest to play football. So how did he have that interest at college and stuff? It's just he had the talent to be there and stuff like that. I think there is something to say on that. Some guys are just like, that's my talent level, man. I can't compete with that guy over there.
Well,
see how much money I can make, though, so I don't have to go get a real job and make a lot.
Well, and again, Brady's whole thing is about the pressure. He said they're very happy living this life where they can tell their family and friends.
Yeah.
And he said, I have no problem with that, but the reality is a lot of guys don't want the pressure. And he goes on, the article says, Brady learned that talent wasn't the hardest thing to find. It was people who actually wanted the pressure that comes with being
I
good.
agree with that 1,000%. I think that's why Indiana won the championship last year in college. He didn't have any big-time recruits there and guys that transferred to him.
Mm-hmm.
Even his quarterback wasn't a high-level quarterback what everybody was clamoring for. But he went and got guys that wanted to play in those high-pressure situations. And stuff like that. And just my only problem with that, Dale, is it's hard to hear that from a guy that, stepped up in the pressure, got the opportunity and took advantage of it.
Yeah.
That guy saying it, I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. It's hard hearing it from him because he's the guy that was able to say. It sounds like he's just talking down on everybody.
Yeah.
Look what I did. Look how lazy these guys are. Look what I did.
No.
Look what I did over here.
He never said lazy.
No, but you know what I'm saying though. It's when he's the one. It would have been better if it was somebody else that failed on it, a coach or something, than Tom Brady. It just makes it sound like all you got to do was enjoy the pressure and step up into it and love it, and I did.
Like there are certain guys who can do that. Steve, when I ran out on the field in my first Super Bowl for my first bunt, if you don't think that my stomach was all over the place, then if somebody who said, hey, Dale, you can sit this one out.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, even Troy Aikman probably before his first Super Bowl was like,
yes.
What?
Yeah, but
guys, what are we doing?
Why am I throwing this slick ball?
But I think that's his point, though, is you're nervous and but that's what sets you apart. Then, than guys like me that in high school I was like, yeah, I could do this, but this is stupid, and I'm not going anywhere after this. Like I'm not gonna go play Division I football. So what am I doing? Time to just get on with my life and move on, type of. Whereas if I would have not been a coward like Tom Brady just called me, I could have been somebody.
It sounds like some of these people take it personally. You're talking about me, the sports writer in Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
No, he's not. I don't think he's absolutely wrong at all. I believe that's what sets apart the greats in the NFL. Even the guys that aren't the greatest, but they latch on for 10, 12, 13 years. I think that's what sets them apart from everywhere else. It's just no quit. They have the want to be there and the want to do it. You know this too. I mean, those practice squad guys, they're probably, they're working out during the week or whatever. And then the weekends, they're doing whatever, enjoying life or whatever, and they're not having to put in all that extra work and time. And you can fall in love with that. I'll call it half-assing it. Put it that way out there and stuff like that. I don't know. It is to me, it's just hard hearing it from a guy that was able to step up and take advantage of it. It's like, all right. But no, the road is littered in professional and even college sports of guys that had the talent to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the talent that kept them back. It was either injuries or the want to or something to that effect and whatnot. And Dale's one of the ones that made it. Dale has that want to.
Or I was just too stupid to not know I wanted to do it.
That explains why you're here. So that explains that.
Pressure working with Steve was way harder.
I know, I'm so difficult.
And then playing in the damn Super Bowl.
Yeesh, I look like I'm an angel compared to the other guys.
Lined up across from Bruce Smith was easy pickings.
Robert says, isn't the pressure to stay on the practice squad in hopes of making a roster? If they're going through the motions, they get cut. Modern QBs shouldn't question actual football players' motives. That's my problem with Tom Brady. And then he's also a quarterback.
It just
Settle down,
but I'm just telling you, it made me think.
No. I don't think he's wrong at all. I don't think he's wrong at all.
Now, again, don't shoot the messenger, but again, if it was a guy who played 10 years in the league and he's a 6th, 7th offensive lineman, a little bit like me, and whatever.
And he said it, I'd be like, absolutely. Right. That guy's very observant.
I mean, the guy that
did it.
The guy that's behind me for 3 years was a practice squad guy who never played a game.
But he showed up every day, did the work, and was ready to go. But he just didn't have to.
but he only had to do it 2 days a week.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And anyway, it was a fascinating
Well,
topic.
do you look down? Well, let me ask this question: did you look down on the practice squad guys?
No, I really didn't give them.
I shouldn't say you.
A whole
players?
lot. No, I don't think we gave a whole lot of thought to them. They were on the
quote
unquote on the team. They were practicing with us. Now we got pissed at a lot of them because the guys that we had were guys who
They wanted to make their
and so they practiced hard.
They hit you hard.
And Pat, it's like, come on, man! I just played a game on Sunday. You were back home in Galveston.
Yeah, but that's the way you want it to be, though, right?
No, that's not the way you want it to be.
You don't want to be, but the coaches were probably like, that's the guys we want right there. Yeah, that's the way you want it to be and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's just.
The vitriol from all these people that, and 99% of them never played.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't any thoughtful response from a player.
Yeah.
It's you sitting with the Cheeto dust on your shirt.
It's not what he said because he's 100% right. Like I said, I'm wise enough to know the world, the draft from college to, I mean, how many college superstars have we seen coming out of high school that are, this guy's going to make it, and you never hear his name again.
Right.
Ever hear his name again.
And it's
not talent that kept him out.
But here's the thing. Here's the other thing, Steve. Because, again, and my wife gets mad at me because there's not anything on the football field in the game that I can't compare to real life.
Yeah.
You saw it in the corporate world. There's some dudes who are completely fine being the assistant to the executive vice president to give ideas up, but they don't want to be the guy calling the shots.
No. I've had guys turn down job promotions because they're like, I don't want to do that.
Right, because all of a sudden, boy, that pressure of if I'm wrong with this one.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. You see it. You see it in all factions of life. You also know on the first day somebody walks in and like bets are put out there. Oh, this guy don't got it. He'll be gone. He'll be gone in 6 months, like on his own or whatever.
Right.
And then every once in a while, you do get that one person that's like, "Oh man, we were betting on you not to make it."
Right.
And you're a shining star out there.
You're surprised.
So you get that both sides of it. And it's that way. It's not, like I said, it's not talent. I always say getting up and going and doing the job is half of the battle. Like just getting there is half the battle. And then now you got to do what it takes to stay and probably a little bit more type of stuff. But I know it's the messenger saying it that bothered me. That bothers me the most. Because it does sound like he's like, oh, everybody else just worked as hard as I did. They could all also be Hall of Famers and making $30 million a year doing it. That's what I get from guys like that talk. But why don't coaches? I'm sure coaches talk like that behind the scenes, like when they're meeting with their practice squad guys. They're going,
Oh yeah, and again, to me, anyway.
But you see a lot of. I wouldn't say you see a lot, but you do see. I've seen quarterbacks, especially in college, or not, was it college? Yeah, college level, thanking the guys that never get into games. Like, you guys got us ready for the games, publicly saying so. One of the quarterbacks just gave those guys, like, some of his NIL money or gave him something, gifts or something, because he's like, you guys got us ready for our games, and without you, we wouldn't have won as much as we did. And so I don't remember who it was. It might have been the Indiana kid.
Yeah, but it's not in the NFL because you're the left guard and you've got a sprained wrist and your knee hurts and your ankle hurts, and you're out there on Wednesday just trying to gut through practice. And that young kid who's been sitting around since last Thursday, going 100 miles an hour. You going? You gotta be kidding me.
Come on back, folks. The main event.
I hated them.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, I just saw one of these responses while he's trying to inhale another stinking biscuit.
It was the rest of the one.
Jeez, his third one so
it's getting
far.
Cold.
This guy replied. I was just going through some of the replies. So I get a kick out of replies from people.
The comments are the best part of the internet.
After Brady's thing, he said, exactly. Brady's point applies directly to private industry. There is a distinct difference between having the talent to do a job and wanting the accountability of leadership. Many highly capable employees are perfectly satisfied hitting their daily metrics and clocking out. They simply don't want the operational pressure that comes with the next level. And that's basically what he's saying. It's just coming from maybe the best to ever do it. And he looked impervious to pressure. What he's saying is he wasn't impervious to pressure. But that was a choice you do have to make that choice. And
wouldn't that be great if we find out that Tom Brady cried before games? He was so nervous.
Jim Kelly, one of the best to ever do it. He threw up violently before every game he ever played.
Tim Rosenbaum. Wasn't it Tim Rosenbaum that quit because he got tired of defensive linemen threatening to kill him in the middle of a game? Like, that pressure got – I know I'm simplifying it, but the pressure of the game got to him.
I'm just saying don't just blow it off because the guy –
I said everything he said is correct.
Just like
I just don't want to hear it from Tom Brady.
Yeah, and I've told people in the past the fact that there'd be guys that come to our team that were either late draft picks or free agents who were like all Big Ten. And we'd go to do offensive lineman drills, and he was a right tackle, and you see him go get into his stance, you're like, oh my God. How could he play?
Yeah.
And he can't even get into a stance. Literally, I saw a third-round draft pick from Michigan State do that and went, he has no chance.
Did you help him? Were you like
of
Rudy?
course not. He's trying to take my spot. No, I'm teasing. Hey,
was it like Rudy where you go, hey, man, look, pressure, their knuckles are right. That means they're coming if they're back?
Because he'd look at you and he'd go, I was all Big Ten.
I know, exactly. Did you not know who I am?
Okay, well, you're going to be all Big Ten, and you can tell your kids about that.
I was just giving you a hard time. You get all defensive.
There are some guys like that. But.
Oh, well, I think that's happening in Minnesota right now with Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy.
But who's it coming from?
J.J.?
Yeah.
I think J.J.'s not liking Kyler in that room, and he's kind of like, I don't like this kid. I'm going to take my job. He's going to take it.
Instead of soaking it up and trying to learn, I know my rookie year, I was right behind a guy named Joe Devlin, who's his 12th year
in Buffalo,
Buffalo, and had a great career. And I soaked up every stinking thing I could from him because my goal was to be in his shoes in 12 years.
Yeah,
and thankfully he was good enough to help. He knew the writing was on the wall. That
12th year.
Yeah, 12th year. He's going to be replaced here sooner rather than later, but. It's fascinating some of the dynamics that go on in there.
Yeah, I mean, just J.J. McCarthy. Here's the interesting thing about it, if you're not following it, the Kyler Murray, J.J. McCarthy, is they keep having press conferences. And here's what I'll say is separate press conferences.
Yes.
Kyler Murray looks like this grizzled old veteran that started in this league. Just says the right stuff all the time. And J.J. McCarthy just looks like that snotty-nosed brat that's like, I deserve this. I should have this. And it's just like, man, I told you, Kyler Murray going to the Vikings is going to be bad for all of our psyches as Cardinals fans. Kyler Murray looks like a different quarterback here, just with he's got to win the job. I'm pretty sure he's already won it, and he looks like he's trying to include J.J. McCarthy, or at least he's giving the impression he is. And J.J. McCarthy is the one like, I sit on another side of the room than him when I go in there. And do you guys practice about the route? No, I do my own route trees and work on that myself. And Kyler's like, oh, no, I always try to help him out on what's coming next and where to put the ball for what receivers. It's the most amazing study of professionalism and non-professionalism in a sport from egos and stuff to that effect. And I'm going to be fascinated because J.J. McCarthy has to know by now that his chances of being the starting quarterback are slim to none. It's like he's that last gasp of publicly being like, I got a chance at this. But when he gets told he's not the guy, I want to see the reaction.
He's going to want to trade.
Does.
He's going to want to trade.
I agree with you. I think he's going to cause problems to
But
get out of there.
It's also that ad nauseum part of the year to where now they're comparing deep balls and OTAs.
I know. That's stupid. I know. We're at that time of year. Yes.
College
The
ball
spiral.
right there. Again, in the Pajama Olympics.
Did you see, I thought about you. Did you see Dan Campbell last week?
Yes.
They're talking about players, and he goes, who cares?
Yes.
They're in the Pajama Olympics. I don't care what they're doing out there right now.
No.
He was just ripping it completely.
Well,
It was so
and
great.
again, that's why when we had OTAs, when we had those kind of mini camps going on, you always wanted to go against a veteran because you knew that. He knew and you knew that we're not making the team in May.
Yeah.
But
That rookie.
if it's a young guy, he doesn't know that yet.
Well, I remember that about Pat Tillman. Remember, they were
Yes.
he was going 120% and laid out some starting receiver, and coaches had to do that thing where they were like, "Don't you ever do that again." Good job, kid. Love the way how you're playing. Keep it up.
And again, that was kind of back in the late '90s, and things were a little bit different. But still, it's like you think as a young guy, well, this is a chance to impress the coaches. They're going to be talking good about.
Yeah.
And in the meeting room, we go, well, Joe Blow, the right guard, he started 14 games last year.
Yeah.
And you got the young kid who's going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait till Pat's gone.
ESPN has a predictions for this season coming up. It's way too early, so they're just throwing stuff against the wall. But I'm telling you guys, Kyler Murray will win Comeback Player of the Year. That's one of their predictions going into this year. Because I tend to agree with that. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, a running game, a remnants of a running game in Minnesota this year, plus a coach that knows what he's doing. I just have a bad feeling. I'm not saying the Vikings are going to go on and win the Super Bowl or anything to that effect, but brace yourselves for people saying, and how bad is Arizona that Kyler Murray looks this good and he didn't look this good.
Oh, no, that's coming.
I know it's coming. Just
That's
brace
coming.
yourself. The expectations and what you're seeing there, it just makes me want to vomit every time. It's not my kidney stone or whatever I got that's making me sick. It's all of that.
But
stuff
then
out
add to that, Steve, the fact that now they have another issue at quarterback with a guy who won one game last year.
Why do you have to bring that up again?
My brother was at the party yesterday. He goes, Dale, I saw over the weekend or late last week. The Cardinals aren't favored in any game next year.
No.
I said, nope, and a lot of them by double digits.
Yeah, 1 point dogs to the Jets.
Yeah, that's
at home. At home, too, Dale. At home.
Oh,
yeah, it's brutal. But anyway, let's get into the Diamondbacks. Swept over the weekend. But to me, the bats were the issue. Pitching staff was fine. I had no issue with the pitching staff whatsoever. Just where were the bats at?
Yeah. Yeah, and again, to me, this Diamondback team, if the pitching can just stay, I don't expect it to be this good.
No, but if they go 5-6 innings, even if they give up runs, go 5-6 innings, get your bullpen in there.
Yes, I think you can win games.
Yeah.
The thing that I've noticed over the last couple of years with the Diamondbacks bats, it seems like a lot of guys get hot at the same time.
Cool down.
And a lot of guys get cold at the same time. It's not like, hey, Corbin Carroll gets hot and Marte's mildly warm.
Yep.
And then, now Carroll goes mildly warm. Now and Marte jumps up.
I didn't do research on this, but especially last year and this year. Definitely this year. They get hot against bad teams and they go cold against good teams. That seems to be the trend. Definitely this year. But last year, I remember that happening a lot also. I don't have as many stats on that, stuff like that. But that's the problem with this team, just super streaky. And that's why when I heard coming in this morning, they're relying on too many young guys in this lineup, and that's the bat problem, I wanted to crash my car. Because just yesterday, Marte 0 for 3. Carroll got the one in. I will say this, Carroll, even when he slumps, is still producing out there. Marte's doing nothing out there when he's not hitting. Perdomo, same issue for him from that side. It's just good pitching And I'm going to say it this way. Good pitching should shut down hitting.
Right.
Absolutely. And you went up against 3 really good pitchers in Seattle. Here's the problem. You got what, 6 games above 500 going into that series against Seattle? Whatever it was, 6, 7, whatever it was. Yeah, throw up the NL West standings for us here. What is this team, Dale? They got the Dodgers for 3 now. What is this team?
They're in the playoffs.
This team's a 500 team.
They are not.
They are. They are. They're going to be right down at 500 here soon. They're
You're
gonna be right in
predicting
that
a
range.
sweep?
No, you know what? The 500 team, they'll be a couple games above, a couple games behind, and they're just going to rotate. They might hit 6 up, and then they'll come right back down into that same 500 level again is what they do there. And that's what they're doing. They're doing what they've always done under Torey Lovello as well. It's what they do. It's why are we even shocked by this happening? It's just I cannot figure out why they have such wide swings. And I don't mean that as a pun. I mean that in general. Marte hitting the snot out of the ball. Won the Baseball Player of the Week or whatever that award is, the week before. 0 for 10 in a series this weekend. You're supposedly your guy that's supposed to be your best player.
Your leadoff hitter.
0 for.
Create some havoc on the bases, Steve.
Perdomo, 0 fors. What? Arenado, 0 fors. What is happening with these swings?
The one thing that if you honestly dig a little deeper and you think about it, the best hitters in baseball right now are going to bat, 350, 340, 330. Yeah. The best.
Yeah, I agree.
Highest averages. Mm-hmm. So that means still 3.5 hits out of every 10 at bats.
Yeah. You strike out 7 out of 10 times.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
You're
didn't
out.
Play, whatever. You're out. Yeah.
But with a pitcher, if you only get 3 out of 10 batters out,
you're out of the league.
Yes. So pitchers have a little bit of advantage, but to me, it's Corbin Carroll carry us for a week. Then Marte carry us for a week. And some other guys mix in. And
Dale, it goes a step farther than that. It's what we talk about with Booker. I love Booker. I don't want him to see him leave the Suns. But is Booker a $60 million a year player? No, I don't think he is.
You know my feelings on that.
Yeah, I know. But I'm only doing that analogy because the best hitters in baseball will go through slumps. 100, unless your name's Tony Gwynn, you go through slumps. Here's the difference, though. Those are also the best players in baseball and the best hitters. What do? It's like an ace. They get you out of a slump.
Yeah.
Which best player on this team is going to get you out of a slump? You're willing to bet it's going to be a young guy or Corbin Carroll. Because you don't think Marte can do it. You don't think Perdomo can do it. You're not sure Arenado can do it. And I will give him a little bit of slack because he did pull his groin and he's trying to play through it. And
he's also taking a shot off his knee or ankle.
Exactly. Yeah, the next game after that. So I'll give him a little bit of a slack there, right, from doing it. But it goes back to the pitching thing, right, where you go, who's the pitcher that you would send down right now or get rid of? You're like Gallen. Gallen would be the guy.
But you're not.
But now you're going, okay, which of these big guys is going to get you out of a slump? Name one of them. Name me who's going to, other than Corbin Carroll, who's going to get you out of a slump? And that's a big namer. That's what these guys get paid for. And I mentioned it, ironically. It's so great to watch Marte go on a hitting streak and dominate because he's happy-go-lucky. He's cheering. Back to his miserable old self there. And you can't tell me that when you start getting miserable and start loafing around and stuff because things aren't going your way, that you don't make it worse on yourself. You know this on a golf course. You start thinking, all I've been doing is dumping this ball lately. What do? You go up there and you dump the ball again. You can't tell me that's not putting more pressure and more pressure. And then you got the Dodgers coming in now. We have the potential for a giant slide coming our way right now, folks.
We do. Or we have a chance to resurrect and shut Steve up for the remainder of the year.
Here's the other thing. People are starting to notice what I bring to your attention. Really quick, Jack Summers put this out. D-backs lineup has been held scoreless in 13 of their last 14 innings and 20 of 24 overall in this series. While the pitchers are giving up 2 runs, 3 runs, those are winnable ball games if you can. And it's not like they're not getting people on base. They're just not able to get those hits to get them across the line from that side. But people are starting to notice what I brought up to you guys a couple weeks ago. Because they just played Seattle, got up into the positive 500 range, above 500 range. D-backs are 8-19 against teams with a 500 or better record now. I saw the Arizona Diamondbacks Stats and Info bring it up. I've listened to a couple other stations bring it up this morning that talk about D-backs and stuff like that. We brought this stat up to you week and a half, 2 weeks ago, folks, as well. Bottom 5 in baseball. They're one of the worst teams against teams above 500 in baseball. They're 23-8 versus teams below 500. As Robert said, they're the best of the worst teams. They're average. That's what they are. They're average. I don't know how you... Well, I know how you solve it. New voice in the organization is how you solve it. I don't know if you can solve it otherwise.
You sell the team?
No, I'm talking about new voice, meaning manager and possibly GM. But so that's where... And I know people are going, but he's just doing a good job. He is. But where's this voice coming from? If you replace Torey Lovello with another guy that does what Hazen wants, and it's coming from Hazen, you're not solving the problem. Voice has to change. This team is infuriating watching them play so well and then play so bad and play so well. And then I hate it. I hate the most in baseball when I watch baseball. When pitchers go out there, relievers, starters, and they go out there and they do their job, and there's only 2 or 3 runs they give up, and you get 3, 4 guys on base every couple innings, and you have chances to score them, and you don't do anything to do it, you're wasting those opportunities on those pitchers, because pitching to me is harder than hitting out there, and you do not waste pitchers' outings like that, and that's what they did all weekend long, all because of the bats of that. Dangerous, Dale. Dangerous. Leave us on a positive note here, Dale.
It's all about mindset, Steve. I was going to tell this story to start the show. I'll set it to be the end the show.
You saved it to the end?
Played really well on Saturday out at Moon Valley. Won a little bit of money, but it was so fascinating to me. I was riding with this guy. We'd played one time like a year ago. Didn't really know him that well. Had a fantastic time. He likes country music. Pretty good golfer. We come to 17. As he's getting out of the cart, he goes, I absolutely hate this hole. I hate this hole. Grabbed his driver, started walking. I said, hey, get back over here. Now, he took another step. Get over here. He comes back and said, sit down. I said, let's get out of the cart with a different attitude. How about them apples? I said, this is the day that this changes. Proceeds to hit. You can't hit a fade either. I can't. The whole calls for a fade for the long hitters. Can't hit a fade. Yes, you can. Proceeds to hit this gorgeous fade, about 270 yards.
Coach Dale
hits the ball to about 8 feet on his second shot. Makes the putt. Are you telling me your mind doesn't have anything to do with your success? And it also has something to do with your failure.
Oh, absolutely. How many times have I told you guys what's going to happen, and I'm like, oh, nothing happened. It was easy.
Yeah. And I've tried it with you. I just given up on you.
Dale's Pep Talk of the Day. Maybe we should end the show every day.
There we
Dale's
go.
Pep Talk of the Day. See y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. Don't forget, share us with your friends. TME Media AZ. We'll see you later, everybody. Have a good one.